Hey guys, so here's why I think it is so important to say fuck passion and go for the money first. Now, a lot of people out there, they give advice, even successful people, they give advice and they say, chase your passion, go after your passion, do what you're passionate about, do what you love, the money will come, blah, blah, blah. Well, sometimes that works. Like sometimes, yeah, you can do what you're passionate about, you can do what you love, and the money will come. But a lot of times that just isn't going to be the case. And what most people don't think about is money's not like the end all be all, like it's not going to give you the happiness that you always want. It's not going to do any of those things. Now, I'm not saying that like I'm rich by any means or have everything I want and all this stuff. Like I haven't experienced that yet. I just already know from researching people, talking to people, all this stuff. Like I know money is not what's going to bring the most fulfillment and happiness. It's the journey. And I've come to realize that, but that's for another video. The big thing is what I'm doing right now. Like, by no means do I love it. Like, I don't absolutely love marketing, ads, like all this stuff. Like, it's not like when I was a kid, I didn't dream like I'm gonna be a marketer, all these things. Like, no, I just know that there's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of things to learn from it, and it can lead to the next thing. That's what people don't think about. Is first, like initially, you need to make as much money as possible. Like you need to go after the vehicle that's going to make you the most money in as little time as possible. And I'm not saying get rich quick schemes. Like that's stupid. Like you can't. There is no get rich quick. Like yeah, you can get rich quick in a legitimate way, but quick is most likely going to be like multiple years. And a lot of times it's like years of just working and not seeing a massive improvement, and then all of a sudden it skyrockets. So it is kind of that like success overnight, like that overnight success, even though it was a 5-year overnight success, for example. But anyway, going back to the main point, a lot of people think they should go after their passion and do what they love and do what they're passionate about, all this stuff. When at the end of the day, they're not thinking about the fact that most likely what they're passionate about has a really low financial ceiling. So they're literally starting off by setting their financial ceiling and how much they can make really low, simply so that they can do what they love and do what they're passionate about. But then at the end of the day, once they reach that financial ceiling and realize like they're basically held down, they're no longer going to love that thing. They're actually going to grow to most likely despise or hate what they originally loved doing. So that's why, in my opinion, I think it's so important to go after where the money is at. Like you should chase the money first in the beginning and do what is going to make the most money. And then once you've got the money, that opens up the door to be able to do things that you're passionate about. For example, Elon Musk, I highly doubt when he started PayPal and everything, I highly doubt that he just absolutely loved payment processing. Like I highly doubt he grew up thinking, I can't wait to build a payment processing company. Like, no, I highly doubt he was thinking that. What he was thinking, he saw a gap in the market and went out. To be honest, I don't know the whole story of PayPal, but I'm just assuming he saw a gap in the market, went and obviously built this thing, but then went and made a shit ton of money from it. And then he started dispersing that money into things that he was actually passionate about, such as SpaceX, so getting to space and expanding the human race universally versus just globally. Like that's something he's passionate about. And also improving the current world we're on through electric vehicles, Tesla, and then all these other things, the Boring Company, Neuralink, all those things. But he couldn't start Tesla or SpaceX from the beginning. Like he couldn't start with what he was passionate about from the get-go without money. So first he had to go after the vehicle that actually was going to make a lot of money, PayPal, then take that and move into what he's passionate about and make a massive impact there. That's kind of the way that I think you should approach it, and the way that I'm approaching things is I'm starting off obviously with Centralsight, with this digital marketing agency, which I plan on doing for a while and building this up. And by no means is what I'm passionate about, what I absolutely love and what I've always dreamed to do, but it's going to be a massive stepping stone, both from learning a lot of really important things, as well as just building overall a really good cash flow machine that can lead into things I'm a lot more passionate about and some really big global projects that I'd love to tackle in the future. But in order to do that, it takes money. And right now, I mean, that's what I'm focusing on, is the vehicle that's actually going to make money, not what I'm passionate about. Another prime example is Jeff Bezos, because by no means was he probably passionate about selling books. Like, online. Like when he was growing up, he never once thought, you know what I can't wait to do? I can't wait to sell books online. Like, no, he wasn't thinking that. He saw the internet boom. He saw how like the internet was just booming and just was really picking up momentum, and he saw a gap in the market, and he went and started Amazon, which originally was selling books online, and he saw that there was financial opportunity there. By no means was he super passionate about it and the idea. Like maybe he was passionate about obviously the company and what he was doing, but it's not like he was just dreaming about selling books online. But he saw a massive gap, and then he filled it, built Amazon, and now he's been able to do basically what Elon Musk has done as well and expand into other things that he loves doing, such as, funny enough, also in the space industry. I'm pretty sure Blue Origin. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's Jeff Bezos' one. So yeah, I think it's Virgin, what is it? Is it Virgin Atlantic? No. I can't remember which one is, totally spacing his name too, shit. Well, anyway, but that's like the point is, and the main point of this video is a lot of people, they hold themselves back by focusing on what they're passionate about and what they love, because that's what everybody says to do. And listen, if what you are passionate about and love, it has the potential to go make you a lot of money and become really successful in it, like great, like do it. But if it's other things that most likely, if you really put some thought into it and you're like, you know, this either has a massive financial entrance, or a financial barrier to enter, basically meaning that you need a lot of money to enter the space, such as getting into something like SpaceX or Tesla. Like you can't just walk in there as a broke person and be like, I'm going to start a space company. Like that's not happening. So if it's things like that, and you really put some thought into it, and you're like, okay, this either has a massive financial barrier of entrance, or it has a really low financial ceiling of how much I can make, then instead of focusing on the passion side and what you love doing, focus on a vehicle that is actually going to make a lot of money, and do that for a while, for years, build up that cash flow and that money that you can start investing in things. And then long term, then you can move into what you're passionate about. Then you could start that business that has a low financial ceiling. At that point, since your financial side of your life is basically handled through investments, the other company that you built that you weren't necessarily passionate about but can make a lot of money, since the financial side is handled, now you can actually build this passion project, and you don't even care if it makes money. Like you just want to do it, you know, like why not? So anyway, I think I got my point across. That's kind of what I was trying to get at, because it's just something that I came to realize, because I always heard throughout my life to do what you're passionate about, do what you love, all this stuff. Like, for example, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. And I hate when people say that, because at the end of the day, even when you're doing what you love, it is going to take work in doing things that you don't like doing. So it is going to take work. Like that saying is completely... It's really stupid, and it's setting the wrong idea against how to actually be successful, because then people are going to think, oh, well, if I do what I love, I'm never going to have to work in my life. It's going to be easy. And then they realize, oh shit, this is actually hard. Like it's so dumb. Like a perfect example is athletes. Like a lot of people look at athletes, like I've always been into motocross, racing motocross nationally, all this stuff. And when I think about like the pros, who are racing, like that's what they do for a living. And yeah, like I'm sure they love it, like obviously, like they're doing it, I'm sure they absolutely love it, they loved it building up and everything, but they're not showing up to training every single day, to the gym, to the track, everything, and just like loving it every single day. Like there are 100% days where they are showing up like, oh my god, I do not want to go to the gym, I do not want to go hit that corner or hit that jump 100 times today, or do this. Like they don't want to do it. It takes work, you know, like athletes, actors, like anybody who's at like the top level, like of celebrity, or people that people that people follow and everything, and think, wow, they're really living the life, you know? Like, yeah, they are, but they are not by any means doing it to where it's like, since they love what they do, they're not actually working. Like they're probably most of the time, the majority of the time, it is stuff that they don't want to do. Like even going back to the motocross example, I guarantee most of the time, these athletes do not want to go to the track. They don't want to freaking stick to such a strict diet. They don't want to go to the gym every single day and do all this. But the fulfillment that comes on race day when they freaking kill it and win the championship or win the race, whatever it may be, that fulfillment is just so it's so much higher than how they're feeling in terms of, on those days that like they don't want to do it, if that makes sense. Like it makes up for all those days 100 times over. So yeah, that's another thing that's another limiting belief that I think a lot of people have is if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And as soon as you get over that, then you can make massive strides, because then you'll realize, okay, it's going to take work, but the outcome is going to be well worth it. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave you at that. Let me know if you think I'm completely wrong and full of shit in the comments. I'll read every single one. And yeah, I'm really curious what people think, because this is a topic that is, I think it's just looked at in the wrong way. Like when you actually enter the real world and realize how it is, then you're like, okay, this is not how I was told throughout my whole life, So it's better to realize that earlier than later and be able to accept it and then obviously work hard at what you're doing and hopefully become successful. So anyway, let me know if you think I'm completely wrong or like the video. Also, if you hated this video, then definitely don't subscribe. If you thought it was stupid, definitely don't subscribe. But if you did gain something from it, then why not? So go ahead, do what you want, and catch you in the next one.